Hey, my name is Eric. I'm making animated faces that you can talk to. Um, I'm going to demo in a moment, but yesterday was a pretty nice moment for me, actually. Um, Decades of work. Well, not constant work, but decades of work on a problem. And then yesterday I solved it, and it was pretty sweet. And it was the different points where I checked in on what the current technologies were and what my capabilities were. That problem wasn't solvable. But yesterday it got solved. And I can't claim all the credit because I used some libraries and stuff from other people that made it much easier. And also computers got faster and stuff like that. But anyways, what am I talking about? I'm talking about automatic lip animation. When I was 16 years old, my aunt Flo, my favorite aunt, she had this thing, she called it spoiling day, because she would always forget birthdays or, she was busy. So she said, I will make my own day for you, sir. I will call it spoiling day. And you tell me what you want, I'm going to get it for you. It was very efficient. It was very, it was very much like how I think about things. Gift giving in general. There's all this sort of wasted effort involved. You receiving things you don't really want and end up not doing anything useful with it. Anyways, what she would do is she'd figure out what I wanted and we'd just go shopping, go get it. And I'm not saying everything I ever wanted was just given to me whenever I asked for it. But that was the spirit of spoiling day. And we went to an art store and I wanted this book on animation. I was really excited about this book on animation that I saw on the shelf. And I still own it to this day. I still got it. I think it's... Oh, I might just have it right next to me. If I do, I'm going to hold it up. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's somewhere. It's this book on animation by Preston Blair. And it had inside of it the secrets of lip animation, among other things. And it showed these different visemes or mouth animations that you would use. And it showed the mapping between the types of sounds or phonemes that those animation frame should correspond to. And then a little bit later in my high school years, I worked on some animation projects and I put together faces that would have these lip animations. And it was painstaking. It was hard. It was hard to do them. Then later on, I said, okay, I want to do some more face animation in my projects. And again, I hit this problem and I devised this editing piece of piece of software that would edit the lip animations, and it was really suited to my skills in focusing on the audio, because I had so much time spent editing audio that I was very familiar with scrubbing through it, and I could hear a sound and I would know that's an M. That's where the animation frame goes for the M sound. I was very good at that. So I wrote this tool and I wrote two more versions of it. One on the web, one in Unity. And it saved a lot of time, but it wasn't automatic yet. At the same time, I went out and at different points in time, I researched all the offerings of different companies like Adobe and whatnot. And some of them would claim to have automated lip animation, but it just wasn't very good. There was this cleanup activity that you had to do afterwards that took as long as animating it from scratch, at least for me, and at least for me compared to the tools I'd already created, which let me get through it much faster. So the holy grail for me has been for a long time, kind of just have automated lip animation. And some of the algorithm of it was built out in my head just from hundreds of hours of animating lips by hand. And instead of treating it like an art, I treated it like a science. Meaning, there was no joy in it pretty quickly. And I wanted to distill any art into rules that I could follow to get through it quicker. It'd be things like, if your animation frames for the mouth are getting too crammed, pick the most expressive viseme to show instead of like one that is very common. So all kinds of little rules as I did the 100 hours plus on the last project, which is the God Killer Chapter 1, which was 2 hours of this lip animation process. I don't mean that I spent 2 hours. I mean the animation was for 2 hours of finished speech. But all those rules were built up as I went through that manual process, and now I've got them encoded in an algorithm that applies them automatically. So now the input is not my fingers typing, my eyes looking at a screen and fiddling around with timing. No, the input is an audio file with speech audio, and it will output lip animation frames, or more correctly, the visemes, which will be signals for lip animation frames within a face player, code I also wrote. So I'll demo that. Sorry, very long-winded, but I had to give you some sense of why this is important to me. Okay. All right. So there's 3 sample audios I'll play for you, and all of these are automatically generated, the mouth movements. I was demoing this earlier, but it was hand-authored lip animation. So this is the results of automatic.
Could you stay over here?
Okay.
Could you stay over here?
Okay.
Careful of the ice, ma'am.
We go to the promised land?
Okay. And I also compared, my hand created animation events, animation frames for the mouth, to the automated ones, and the algorithm is very close to producing the same thing as what I would. So I'll show you. If we go and we look at, let's go to WebFace, go to this directory I have. So here's the original that was hand animated, and here's the automated. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to move it over so you can see them all in one place. Okay. So the algorithm is very close to what I do with my best judgment when I'm editing it by hand. Each one of these letters signals a certain phoneme or a sound in a word, which will map to a viseme, which is the visual expression of that phoneme or the animation frame. The spaces indicate that we're going to hold the previous frame for 1 frame or 1/24 of a second. So here, the K from automatic detection is 1/24 of a second, or about 44 milliseconds, delayed from what I chose. And looking at the audio file, this is actually more correct. Here, it pulled in the consonant a little bit closer than I would from a manual edit. But again, it's only 40 milliseconds of difference. That's not really detectable. Same here. Here, the S started 1 frame later. Doesn't even matter, 1 frame. They're like virtually indetectable. So we're just seeing 1 or 2 frames difference across here on all of the placements. And that's a fantastic result. It's like there's very little room for improvement. Okay, so that makes me very happy. That saves me hundreds of hours. It enables me to bring just a torrent of voice acting into my projects and get it all animated with no worries. I don't have to have a team of lip animators, just boiling away my budget to perform this very tedious process for me. Or I don't have to myself perform this really tedious process. It's just going to be a simple thing. Okay. And then also just showing, okay, here's we go to the promised land.
We go to the promised land.
And I go over here, and here's the screen that is actually used to generate the lip animation frames. Okay, so it finds the locations of the words. This I have to give credit to Vosk and Kaldi, which Vosk is built upon, as well as Vosk browser, which is a library that exposes Vosk through a web browser. They located the positions of the words for me. My algorithm placed phonemes inside of the words, taking some educated guesses, and it also performed the stylistic edits that I'd learned from those hundreds of hours of manual editing of animation frames. So here's an example of a stylistic edit. Promised. There's what I call a consonant group with the D and the L, and they're close enough together that you only want to show one. You don't want to show a D frame and then an L frame. Then there's some further logic that says the sound L is much less common and is very easy to see. It's more expressive than the one for D, which is a more generic consonant as far as visemes go. So show L. If you can only show one, just show the L. And then the animation is not too cluttered, and we show the more valuable viseme from a stylistic perspective. So there's a bunch of stuff like that. There's some rules about default spacing to give to phonemes. And it says consonants tend to be a constant amount of time to say each one. So we'll use a constant value for that. And the vowels will just take over the rest of the space. So here I'm giving G 2 frames, about 88 milliseconds. And then the rest of the word duration I just gave to the remaining vowel in it, which is the O. And that's another thing that I just learned through lots of manual lip animation is that vowels stretch, consonants remain the same. But if the word gets highly compressed like there's a different little bit of logic which says, okay, it's squished, so make all the phonemes just be equidistant from each other, just carve it up equidistant wise. And then there's little tweaks to move the phonemes a little bit left or a little bit right to kind of quantize it to get it into this format you see down here, which is the lips format. The lips format is just these letters that each one represents a phoneme, and there's space in between the phonemes. The phonemes are just 1/24th of a second apiece. So that's what I did yesterday. It felt great. I'm going to do some work today too. Here, let me move my mic like a little closer to me. I apologize. The volume might go up here a little bit. I think it'll be better for the exported video later. Or even for people just jumping onto the stream, they'll suddenly have to turn up their volume and be irritated. But now I got this mic close to me, so that should fix that. Anyways, so I was thinking about this screen and how I wanted a better way to read and write the lips files. Right now I've got it hard-coded to load from a certain URL where I know that they're at. But I noticed a new piece of web technology here. It's called the File System Access API. And I go, does this really work? Is this going to do what I need. And they said, well, here's a demo. Look at the demo. Demo is kind of exciting to me. Okay, I've never been able to do this before. I say file, open. Okay, now this is no big deal. We've seen like file download dialogues on web pages before. But it's not doing the same thing as a file upload dialog. It's not doing the same thing as a file upload. I'm tempted to turn off my internet connection, but that would kill the stream. But I could though. If I wasn't on the stream, I could turn off the internet connection, and this dialog would continue to work. So if I go to this, let's go to a text file I just created a moment ago. This is off my local file system, and it loads it in to a web page. This is all local interactions. It's not round tripping to the network. Let me double check that. Is there a big old round trip to the network? I should be able to see it. Here, let's refresh this page. Okay. So here's the network traffic here. Do a file open using the file access API. Open up this dumb little text file. Okay, that popped in. See, nothing here, right? There was not an upload to a server. And for the software I'm writing in general, there's multiple reasons not to want to upload things to the server. 3 reasons right off the top of my head that apply to almost all my projects. Privacy for the users. If you're working on a file that is something you're authoring, something you're creating of value, which is what I want my web apps to be able to do, you ought to have qualms about just uploading it off to a server someplace. Maybe it'll be compromised in some way or seen by someone. Second reason, I don't want to have hosting costs, or at least not big hosting costs. So if I'm fortunate enough to create a web app that's very popular, I'd prefer for its network activity to be mostly limited to just pulling the web app down to the user's browser one time, pretty much caching it after that. And then all the stuff they got to do related to pulling in audio files and processing those files for speech recognition and stuff like that. I'd like it to all be local. I don't want it to go off to my servers and cause me to need to fiddle with a budget around AWS or Azure or Shutter, some on-premises nonsense. Third one is speed. It's fast for the user to do everything local. Like, we forget that in this age of web apps that it used to be faster, and it used to be a lot faster to do things just with local web apps and stuff. Not with local web apps, local desktop apps. And then, with software as a service, we got pulled into using the web versions of everything. And computers got faster and faster. But because you have all these network round trips, you're going to end up with a slow experience, despite your computer being so much faster than the one from 10 years ago. So I like it local. I like as many things local from a web app as possible, except maybe the delivery of the web app, which it's quite nice to have it just be on a URL someplace and you just get it that way. So I want to take this page, which is currently using hard-coded URLs, and have it instead open up files from the file system, the local file system. I don't want to upload them. I don't want to download an edited result afterwards. I just want to save it, load it, and save it. So that's what this session will be for. I'll be using a new API, so there's a fair chance it doesn't work very well, or it's slow for me to figure it out, but I'll just keep on pushing on and see where I get. All right. So, got the file system API, just taking a look at it. I'll make a button, and I'll start adding stuff to it. I'll see how everything reacts. Okay, so UI, and then we've got Ellipse generator screen. From here, oh, the other thing I did is I split out my audio-based functionality into a separate open source library that's up on GitHub. GitHub EricH2000. Okay. Okay, so if I look at my screen, I can just add a dumb button someplace. Open and load WAV. Take that. Alright, first, let's see, will it do this thing? Okay, show open file picker. Okay, this looks like a Chromium only feature, perhaps. Okay, so let's try window as any. And I know that this works because I just saw a demo of it running in my browser. So it's a question of, is that, okay. That doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, let's go. What? Not sure where it opened the WAV. Feels like something's off there. Oh. Okay, I was clicking the wrong button. Okay, so there that opens the file dialog. Let's get a file handle next. be great. If I can get this to be typed. I think I might have forgot to finish showing this, but you can save it back to the same file in the local file system too. Okay, so it could return multiples, it looks like. Let's see the full documentation for this. Okay. Wait. I love the idea of doing multiple. Okay. Okay, let's see. Any equals await. But let's start with false. Okay. Console log file handle. So I could be going into public speech. Let me grabbing that. Okay. So a file system handle. Okay. Let me see if I can cast that to file system handle. Cool. I like that. Okay. Next thing is, can I read that? Can I read that in? How do I read it? Slice, stream, text, or array buffer. So this might be a little bit tricky because it's a different API than that than the one used from Fetch. And Fetch has got a built-in converter of the response to a WAV file. I wonder if there's a path from either array buffer or stream to get there. Worst case, I can import a library to read WAV file, or to take the binary bytes of it and convert it into an audio buffer. Okay, but let's try handle get file next. Okay. Const file equals file handle. Yeah, nice. Get file. Okay, and then what do I get off of file? Oh, it's got to be an await, I'm guessing. Yes. Await. Okay. Let's see. File. All right, so this is a blob. This is a blob. Let's just look for on the internet for blob. JS blob to web. Or let's do just blob to audio buffer. Hey, Nick Blue. Yeah, I had some. Yeah, I think yesterday you were the only one. So let's see, audio bomb. Yeah, this one. This is what I want. This is what I want. How do I create an audio buffer from a blob? Okay. Yeah, I never worry about that. I could clear it out, but it doesn't bother me. No. My wife, but yeah, still the answer is no. I do hang out with her though, but I'm not going to spend a whole day. Not today. We're very independent people. She disappears into her books and TikToking. I disappear into my programming. You were having a hallucination. You were just hardcore with the psilocybin intake there. Boom-ba-dum. Or maybe you were predicting the future. I'm sure I will be picking her up from the airport at some point. Okay. Convert blob object to use file reader read as array buffer. I don't watch many either. Yeah. I can't believe I'm looking up a question that I myself answered earlier. I can't believe that. Jesus. Jesus. I wasn't sure how to do something. I go to Stack Overflow. My own answer on the Stack Overflow is waiting there for me. Like, I should feel like silly, but I feel smug. It's like I knew there was some reason for me to answer this question besides helping out humanity. I'll be helping out myself. this is it. And this is basically it right here. Okay, await, blob, array buffer, return, await, audio context, decode. Yeah, okay. So let me make sure this works. What is the blob? What is the blob? Is it a blob? Yes, it's a blob. And then this will be an audio buffer. Well, baldness doesn't bother me. I'll just be very honest with you. So I've been losing my hair at a gradual but constant rate. And I decided a long while back, I'm not going to try to hide it. I'm not going to try to like do tricky stuff to make it seem not as bad. Just shave it down when it starts to get really short, and call it good. And then marry a woman who doesn't care about that shit. Okay, so if we do that, then it's going to be, I want to call this a blob. And then we'll do const audio buffer. There's a whole bunch of people trying to be influencers that should just try doing something else. Become plumbers or something like that. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's kind of like that. There'll be a number of people in their target audience that are like, I'm bald and I have low self-esteem, but look at that guy. He's got all kinds of self-esteem and he's bald. Therefore, I want to listen to him. Okay, we take the blob. Okay. Then, whoa, no, you gotta do, get the audio context. Import the audio context from none of those. Let's get it from here. The audio context, okay. Then down there. Say that, and the blob. Okay. Okay, that could be null. Yeah. Are you familiar with the program called Eliza? It's a classic, kind of 1970s, maybe 60s AI program. Is a scraper, basically. It's a clever scraper. And people will get fooled by it. And it's running on just junky, not junky at the time, but junky by today's standard, underpowered machinery. Basically, it's like, I'm not trying to pass a Turing test. I'm just trying to create an entertaining experience and let somebody imagine along with the conversation. So if somebody says something that doesn't match, the face will at least kind of pause its talking and do some things like look at you while you're saying things. And there can be some default matches where It just says, okay. Things like that. And of course, every once in a while, or maybe a lot of times, it'll say something in response to you that doesn't actually make any sense. It's okay, because it's storytelling. It's like it's something you imagine along with, and you don't have to be fooled by it. Const audio context equals. Okay, so then we do audio context here. That should do it. Okay, cool. Then I can get the sample rate. I can do most of this stuff. All right, Nick. It was cool talking to you. Have a good night. So here I've got same code as before, but it's going to come from the audio buffer that I just loaded in. Okay. This might work. Let's try it. All right, so let's open a WAV. Okay, file handle get file is not a function. It doesn't seem quite right. Let's take a look at what's going on. Okay. First I'll do a reload. Sometimes that matters. Okay. Ellipse generator screen. Okay. Okay, so the file handle, what is it? Okay. File handle get. It does look like it's not the expected thing. File handle as any. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay. So file handle is a file system handle. Yeah, there's get file right there. It appears to be populated. Okay. So file handle get file. Okay. Seems like I'm doing it right. Oh, it's an array. That's right. Okay. So it returns an array. Let's call it file handles. And we'll do file handles 0. Okay, now we're doing better. Oh, I think it's going to work. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Can open another one. Let's do female 2. I'm very proud of you. It's locating all the mouth animation places. Okay, we'll do female 3. Have you read the book? Yep, that's it. Found all the words. This is pretty good. Pretty damn good. Okay, what else? What else? I want to be able to save back. I want to be able to save the lips file. So can I use a file system picker for a new file? I feel like upvoting my own answer. I found it quite useful. Okay, let's go look at this window show open file picker thing. Is there a show? Oh yeah, there is a show save file picker. Wait, that shows a file. Let's see, select a single file, returning the handle for the selected file. The selected file does not have to exist already. Yes. And you can use a suggested name. Ah, perfect. Perfecto. Let's look at all the file picker options. Okay. Description I'll use. I understand what this will do. Like audio, WAV, I suppose. Nobody uses wave though. Nobody uses that. Let's just do WAV. Okay, audio WAV. I'm pretty sure it's audio WAV. Maybe I'm wrong though. Okay, multiple false. Later on, I'm going to do multiple True. But for now, this is pretty good. Okay. And I'm gonna make sure I got the MIME type correct. MIME type for WAV file, yeah. Looks like I was right. I'm also kind of curious what audio data it might accept. But you know what, let's not get sidetracked by that. Okay, so what other options are there? I like this. Make it a little more concise. Okay. So what else? What else? There should just be a list of every potential option rather than each example. I think I'm off into frontier land where I can't expect like finalized documentation. Starting directory. Yeah, so this is basically the default behavior, and it's what I want. So this is clever design to have an opaque ID. Yeah, that's good reasoning around security. Oh, this is kind of cool. It's got some mappings to common directories. Okay. I wish it would sync over here. Where am I at? File picker options. Okay. Just make sure I got every single one. Except the file picker options argument, which lets the website specify the types of options the file picker. You know what? If I have this a type for it, I want to use it. Let's see if I do. Nope. That's okay. I understand. I can't expect to have all the types for every bleeding edge browser extension. Description. Description, yes. Wait. No, that's under types. There's not a general description to pull up. Don't need the starting directories. Okay, that's fine. And this one, also I can pass in a suggested name, which is important. Which Chrome do I have? 107. Okay. TXT I'll need. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what my options have done. If I say open. Okay, so now I can only do WAV. The browser was smart enough to just hide any selection UI for a file type. If I open up this guy. Careful of the Iceman. So that works pretty friggin' well. Let me get the saving to work. Let's create another button. Save. Whoops. Disabled equals lips text equals null, and then I'll do a set state. Okay, so save lips, and then it'll be lips text. Okay. It also means I don't need this one anymore. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Open WAF, save libs. That's all I need. Okay, so then libs text will be a use state thing. Okay. And that means that I can do OpenWAV and do set libs text. I mean, so I gotta do like some kind of disablement of things eventually while it's loading. Set libs text. I can get rid of the extract. Okay. OpenWAV. Get rid of all these. Don't need that anymore. And this becomes, yeah, just copy it over for the moment. Geez, that's a terrible paste. Why'd you paste that way? Must be the IDE doing weird stuff. Okay. Could I copy that? Paste it beneath. Thank you. Okay. Libs text string. Okay. Save file options. I wonder, will I get the name of the file from the previous call? That would be cool. Types. Libs file. I'm forgetting. What was the MIME type? MIME type for text. Text plain, that's it. Okay. And then suggested, let's see, what was it really? Suggested name, okay. Suggested name. Foo.libs text, which is not what I want, but that might be a good starting point just to make sure this works. Okay. Wait, show save file picker. Save file options. Okay. Question is, how do I write to this baby? see. Okay, what's the issue? OpenWave. Okay, do save. This is pretty good. When I click save, it won't actually do anything, but that's fine. Okay, could I pick another one that's here? I could. Can I pick a WAV? No, interesting. It like picked that file name and gave it a different ending. What if I could define my own that didn't have a MIME type associated with it? That would be better if I could. So if I said .libs.text, let's see how it does. Oh, it works. Pretty fucking cool. It prompts me for overriding. That's good. Okay. There's going to be exceptions when they cancel. I need to remember to add code for that. Man, I love how easy this is going. All right. So what's the next? I want to be able to write it. Let's make sure I can write it. Write the file. Okay. Okay, await file handler. Okay, this is it right here. I don't know about that. File handle. What's the complaint? So that just may be a type thing. So I'm not gonna worry too much about that. This could be a promise to avoid. See how this does. Kind of fun to use a brand new API that does so much. Pretty happy. Okay, so let's save this. Let's save it to foo. I'm not sure if that worked or not. Let's try again. Okay, open the wave, process it. Okay, and save those lip animations to a file. We'll save it to foo. Okay, it did write a file. Let's go ahead and replace it. Okay, there was an exception and it restarted the page. Okay, so I want to step through. Probably want to come back and get it over in this side. Oh, okay, sure. Try again. Okay, save that. Place that. Okay, now you're back here. And then I would like to know what I've got in my file handles. File. Oh, maybe it's no longer an array. That would make sense, because if you open a save lips, like, you wouldn't pick multiples at any point. That is probably what's going on. Okay, so let's do file handles, create. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. Got it. Okay, so we come back here. It's just going to be a file handle. And I think I can just take out this extra stuff. Oh, you're still confused about what may or may not be there. As any. Okay. Now what work? Let us see. Hit play. Yeah, restart. Cool. Open a WAV. Process the WAV. Save it back to foo. Replace. Okay. So the question is, does file handle have create writable? Yes, it does. Okay. Step through. We got that. Oh, really? This is a browser bug? What's up with that? What is going on there? I guess also let's check and see if it actually saved anything to that. I don't think it did because execution didn't come back. But let's just check. Web face. Public. Speech. Foo. It did save. It did save, but what's this reload business? What's all that reloading about? Every time. Okay. What's the reload? Why is it doing that? Okay, I'm watching this stuff over here on the network side. And I can see. Okay, it just does a full reload. Okay, what is the code that causes the reload? It's nothing that I'm looking at now. It was just post the reload. Okay. Move to trash. Yeah, it did save it, so that's cool. I know. I will see if it gets this far. I mean, it must. It really must. Okay, I write that. Okay, the right call causes the web page to reload. One thing I might try is to just catch exceptions. It's bizarre because it actually did complete. So strange. It's not that catch. It's not. It's the write. It's the call to write causes a page reload. I guess let's go Stack Overflow it. JS file system access API. Right, reloads browser. This is too long of a search term. Got celebrated too early. I think there's some weird crap going on with that implementation. Let me double check the documentation. Is there anything I missed on this? I'm sure I missed something. So you await writable right. Do I do await on everything? That's something I'll check. Await. And then this is returning a promise, so that's fine. If I didn't write to it, would it still do that? Let's try that. It does. Is there anything else being called? I've got onClick, save lips. If I turn this off, I don't think so. But I should at least narrow it down to which call is truly causing it to restart. Okay, save lips. So that will fuck it up. What if we don't get it writable? That will also. Okay. So what if we just don't fucking do anything? Okay. So I can narrow this down and make a better search term. Let's see. Let's take a look at show save file picker. I'll take anything on show save file picker. I figured, yeah, there just can't be that many answers and questions on this because it's new. Okay. I kind of wonder about reproducing this in one of those code things, like code snippet things. Okay. Yeah, you know, there's another thing though. All right, so they've got like some working code in this demo. I would like to see. Let's see. Save. Just taking a look to see like if I can find like the way that they called the code and to see what's different between how they called it. It might be also my web server is upset about something. I don't know. Create React apps web server might be. Oh, fuck! That's it. That's it. Because I'm saving to a location that is web served, it's causing it to reload. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. So if I just save it to a location outside of that web directory, I think it's going to work fine. Okay. Let's come back over here. Save ellipse. And let's do a fresh load. Okay, open the WAV. Email3. Okay. And then let's save. No, not. What am I doing? Save lips. Okay. We'll do it into downloads instead. There. You're fine. So that's all. Okay. No problemo. I wonder if there's a configuration on the HTTP server to ignore changes in certain locations. Okay, let's pick a more refined search term for file path. Okay, there's some configuration settings here. Oh, well, this would be if you ejected or had some plugin that allowed you to have a custom Webpack config. Alright, that's fine. I think this is okay. I don't see a reason to fiddle around with it that much. My reasoning is as follows. If I host this on a public web server instead of this little development web server, this problem will go away. And for my own personal development, it's not a bad thing at all to have it just reload the page. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. So it's bad ROI on fixing that problem. Now that I've got all the stuff working, the next thing is to think, where are good places for this to get refactored to? So thinking about that a bit. I've got loadwav from URL. I could also make something like loadwav from file system. And I'll prototype it out here. Load WAV from file system. And I don't know if I need to pass in any options at all. I would like to return an audio buffer, but also I kind of want the file name too. Does audio buffer have a file name attached to it? Somehow I doubt it. I could do something kind of like type WAV loaded WAV or WAV file WAV file data equals file name string and then audio buffer. That's not bad. That's probably the thing to do. Okay, I'm gonna have this be WAV file data. You know, there's a more elegant way to do this. You say, ooh, that's right. I may want to keep this because there's probably a load WAVs that I want to. Okay, so let me just think about this a little bit. You can do WAV file data. That should be a promise. Okay. Or no. Okay, then it's going to be a try. Yeah, I can encapsulate this a little bit. Do function open WAV file. And that'll be multiple from WAV file handle. Multiple Boolean. Okay. Or what's it called? Just multiple. It's called multiple. Okay. Then it's going to be an async function, and then we will return file system file handle or null. Okay. We say const open file options. And turn this to be multiple. And then we do some nesting here under, not nesting, but exception handling here. Then I just want to see what this looks like when you choose that. Okay, we say return file handles. Otherwise, return null. In fact, I don't need debugger. Just do console log error. About select WAV file handles. Okay. And then I think you're just saying just return it. Okay. So if I do this guy, we say const file handle file handles file system file handle null or null equals select WAV file handles false, and that's going to be in await. if not file handles, then just return null. Okay, otherwise, this. Okay, const file name equals file handles 0 name. I don't know if it'll give me an actual file name. We'll see. Be cool if it did. If I return null. Okay, otherwise return file name. Audio buffer. Okay, so it's that one. Let's see if that works. Okay, so here we say from file system. Yeah, it should be in await. If not, WAV file data, just return. Otherwise, const audio buffer equals WAV file data. Okay. And there'll be a file name too. Let's at least console log it. Okay. So I got that. And then what? Promise. All right. Open the WAV. Oh yeah, it's going to the last place I was at. Good for it. Documents. Yeah, I'll do a new one. I'll do a different one. Godkiller GK assets. Yeah, let's do a different one. Go into project. Audio, speech, and then I have quite a few to pick from. This one will be interesting. If I get this one, it's going to have an echo effect applied to it. So it'd be interesting to see how well everything is dealt with. Oh, good. Oh, good. I got the file name, which means I will be able to have a default file name for the lips file based upon the WAV that I opened up. Also it process this fine. Let them fight. Let them fight. That's great. That's great. Okay. would be cool to also create one for multiples. So let's do that. Load WAVs from file system. True. Okay, so this one's a little different. We gotta say const WAV file datas equals. What's the problem with these names like data that kind of mean singular and plural at the same time, or you want a plural of a plural? I mean, what can I do? I could do data array. Yeah, I suppose that's better. Okay. So we'll say promise all file handles map file handle get file whoops, file handle, okay, like that. And I can say a const blobs, and one more. Okay, that gets all my blobs. Arguably, it'd be smarter to just process one at a time, though. I think I'm going to do that. So let's do that. So this will be I think this is maybe not a great way to do it. Can I have an await inside of a loop? I think I can. Let's do that. Okay. So let's say file handles map, and we'll have this return. Well, it'll just be like that. File handle. And then I can just get the audio context one time up top. I don't know what this is about. No, redundant. That's all. Okay. So we've got that. Then it's okay, get the blob. this is asynchronous. Okay, so just do it. This callback, I won't use an async. I'll use just regular promise then stuff. Okay, so file handle, get file, then blob. This is tricky. This is tricky. Then blob. This can just come from the file handle. Okay, so then blob. Can I just have this be an async? Let me try that. Async. Async function. File handle. Yeah. Okay. Const blob equals that. Okay. Then we do const audio buffer equals that. And these are going to be awaits. Okay. And then return await. No, I don't need to wait. Just return file name audio buffer. Okay, that's slightly better than this other way I was doing it because it won't have all the stuff loaded in at the same time. Okay, return WAV file data array. Okay, something's not liked. This is a map, bunch of async functions called. Promise to it's this conversion between the promise. Well, seems like I could help this a little bit. File handle to audio buffer. Load WAV data from file handle, or read WAV data from file handle, and this will be a promise to Okay, and then at least I'll have some common code between the two. Okay, so this is going to be file handle, and that will be file system file handle. Okay. I guess I can pass audio context to it. Okay. And that. Okay. And then return, read, WAV data from file handle, file handles 0, audio context. Okay. Then that's just a lot drier. Okay. And over here, return okay, this one has to be like that. Okay. Return promise all file handles map file handle read WAV data from file handle, and then audio context. And that should do it. Okay, so that's just a tiny bit less likely to run out of memory, because the blob will be released as this function exits. It will still need to load in audio buffers for every single file that was selected. So it'd be possible to ask for too many files, depending on how much memory is available in your system. But let me make sure I didn't regress the first one. It's kind of fun to just be able to pick anything. It's pretty nice. Z. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think getting pretty close to making these refactorable. Okay, let me test out loading multiples. So if I do it this way, it should grab like it should allow me to do multiple files. And then I'm curious that it actually loads them. I'll make sure it does. So open web. Now I should be able to pick a whole bunch. I think. Okay, let's pick 3. Cool. but I think there was more. Okay, that works. But I'll make sure that it's loading all the other ones too, because I only looked at the first one. Open WAV. Let's pick some. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And what have I got? WAV file data 3. WAV file data. Okay, there's 3 of them. You load them all in. It's beautiful. That's just what I wanted. Just what I wanted. Okay, this is great. That looks like a champ. Put this back to just do 1 though. Async function load. Do I need to do that? Let's not do that. Let's do save lips to file system. And then I could also pass in the WAV file name. Feels like that's a little coupled to this specific UI here. So maybe I'll just leave that. I'll just leave that. All right. So I'll take these though, and I'll put them inside of this other module, which is really where they go. All this stuff, it can go elsewhere. Okay, let's go to web audio. Wait a minute, that was for, yeah, web audio, okay. Okay, load audio util. This can be export type. Then there's one file that, or one method that should not go here. It should go in the audio buffer util. This will be an export. Okay. And then in load audio util, this becomes imported. Import plug to audio buffer. Okay. Just reorder this a bit. Okay, I like all that. Okay. build that. This is in SL Web Audio. Oh no, go back. Okay, web audio. Okay, there. Right. Then come back to web audio, which is the, or web face, which is the, main web app. Import load WAV from file system. No, you don't like that, huh? I just put it in, I just built it. Maybe they're not being exported. So I've got load WAV from URL, load WAV from file system. Okay, I'm exporting all of those. Did I build it? I think I did. Yeah. Do it one more time, because maybe there was a file that wasn't saved. Okay. Let's go build here, see what actually happens. Okay. Maybe there's a difference in how I named it. Okay, load WAV from file system. No, that looks the same. Okay. I don't get it. No modules. SL. No. Okay. SL Web Audio. Dist. Okay, it's there. Is it an export? Maybe I didn't export it. Maybe I did not create this as an export function. Yeah, that's it. Okay. If I do an export here, that should fix it. Anything else where I screwed up like that? Yes, there's this one. Okay. And that will probably do it. Editor. Spelling. WAV. WAV. WAVs. You don't like WAVs. Okay. Save that. We build. Okay, and come back to web face, and this should actually work. What? Come on. I built it, I rebuilt it. I fixed the problem. Come on. Why would you? Sometimes the IDE gets out of sync with reality. So I'm checking this build from the command line. That worked. That's fine. Okay. Let's try closing you and reopening you. I don't know what to think about that. I wish there was some way to I think you're fine. Are you fine? Yeah, you're fine. That's just a gasping noise. Curious what it decides to do with that. Maybe nothing. Let's try a different one. Yeah. Cool. So that works after refactoring. Are you gonna ever unsquiggle? Because you compile just fine. So I guess you're just like a false negative. Okay. Anything else I want to do in this session? Probably not. This is all working pretty great. No, I can think of a few things that would be useful additions. So I've got this lips text coming back. I should make it editable. We'll do, what is it? Input type equals text. Value equals lips text on change equals it's going to be that event. And how do I get the text from that? I always forget. It's what, event target? Okay, set lips text event target. Is like another one for like text or value or something. Yeah, I forget. Let's go. Just find it. Input on change React. Show me handled change. Event target value. Okay. Event target value. And bam, like that. Okay, so if I do that, okay. Okay, what's the issue? Well, you got your crap up there, which I don't trust. You got what? What? Oh. Okay. Oh, this is like that. Okay, and if I pick something, okay, and it drops in my visemes or my phonemes down here. I can hand edit them if I don't like them. It's just the same as what's up here. I could style that better though. Let me see if I can change it. Yep, I can change it. Okay. always forget the syntax for this too. For name equals phoneme text, or actually libs text. That's what I keep calling it elsewhere, so I should call it the same thing. And what? Let's see. React label. Was it HTML4? Is that what it was? Label. Let me try it that way, I guess. Label. Libs text. And we add end label here. Okay, cool. And there should be some styling on that. So we'll go with style equals, not style, class name. And libs text input and libs text label. Okay. With 80%. Margin left 1 REM. That's not bad. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. The other thing I want to get is using the WAV file name as the default for the libs text file name. So if I say it's a libs default file name. Or suggested file name. Feels like this should be also something I get out of one of my libraries. So let me move it over there. Let's go to what should be speech. Oops, file util. Export function. Wave to lips text file name. Wave file name. String. Consistency, please. Like that. Okay, then there's a return. Replace resource extension. Oh, that's going to be for a URL. And now we're in the file system. No, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Okay, replace Chat GPT from OpenAI yet. I've not. I've listened to a million podcasts about GPT, but no, I haven't. Have you got into it? What's notable about it to you? Yeah. I don't know if it's like the same kind of thing that one Google engineer thought was creating sentience. That was GPT-3. Oh, really? And it gave you a decent response? Jesus. Wow. I guess that's like GitHub Copilot too. Okay, wave file name. Okay. Okay, so let's try that. Go to web face. And from SL Web Speech, I should be able to get WAV. Wow, jeez, you're just not picking up. WAV to lips. Jesus. It was web speech, right? Yep. It is exported. Good. My index, TS, should be just exporting everything from this file. Let's double check that. Yep. Okay. Come back to web face. Take a leap of faith that this is correct. Because other stuff here, it is fine. I don't know why you went over here. That's not what I want. Okay. Then I should try it. I really should. Just from a searching standpoint. Because a lot of my questions that I ask are... I have to simplify them to whatever the search term is that most people use, and then it gives me an answer. A lot of times they're very specific things. Maybe it'd help with that. It seems to be pretty well powered. I'd definitely give it a shot. Okay, web to lips text file name. Alright. Suggested lips text file name. Yeah, that's very cumbersome. Let's just... Yeah, okay. We'll keep that. Okay. Console log. Okay, that. Okay, so that'll set that. And I've got a need to pass a setter. Also, I need to do a set state. So it's, what is it again? Lips suggested file name. Okay. Const lips suggested file name. Set lips suggested file name equals use state. Okay. So then down here, this is set lips suggested file name. I think that's the second from the last. Double check. Yep. Okay. Then the save lips needs a suggested file name. Let's call it suggested. Suggested file name. Okay. And if I can finish this up and get it to work, I'm going to go check out that Chat GPT thing you're talking about, like on the stream, just to see what it does. Okay, so that, and then where's my save here? Okay, so lips suggested file name. Okay, let's see. You're going to complain about this stuff up here, but I think it's fine. I think that the IDE just hasn't caught up. I'll test it here just to make sure. Oh. So this did not come through. WAV to lips text file name exported from SL Web Speech. Okay, better go check that out. SL Web Speech. Let's go bottom to top. Lips file util. Am I exporting? Yes, I am. Copy the name of the function. Come down to the index file. Am I exporting everything from lips file util? Yes, I am. That should cover it. Yeah, I don't want to baby my brain too much. That's one thing. There's another aspect of like GitHub Copilot and that and other things like it that bothers me a little bit, which is it's based upon all of the code that humans have created up to date. So if you're trying to do something that's off the beaten path, or you have a refinement to an algorithm, you're not going to be able to realize it by just grabbing from what's been done before. I don't think you would be anyways. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so I'm exporting here. That should be fine. Did I build it? Let's double check that. I probably didn't rebuild it. That's probably my issue. Web speech npm run build. Okay. Okay. So then if I do this, I expect this build to succeed. Cool. And if I come back to the IDE, interesting. So it stopped thinking that the other one it was complaining about was a problem, but it doesn't matter because this shit's working. So if I go to if not who I am, okay. Let's say save lips. Okay, this function didn't work because it was based on a URL. So it just returned the same thing back. If I say save lips though, okay, it's got that weird kind of concatenation. But I can fix it. Come back over to here. Go back to speech. Common, wait. Where is it getting the... Oh, I don't like that. No, that's not where you grab things from. That's bad. Let's get it from, where is that defined? Where did I put that? Did I put that in web face? I did. I put it in web face. Dependencies are messing me up here. So URL resource extension. Let me grab this. Just bring it over to web speech. Common, add TypeScript file, path util. Path extension. Okay, this should be a little bit easier. So I want the first path separator. JS path separator. JS web system path. No. JS web path. Determine the OS path separator. But not just JavaScript, but web-based JavaScript. Yeah, that's from Node.js though. Oh, this'll do it. This'll do it. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so file name pos. Do +1, and I'll put it in front of -1. I'll put it on the 0 index if there's no path extension or no file name. The path separator prefixing. Okay. And then I don't have to do anything too tricky here. Just find the extension pos after that. Okay. Okay, otherwise return. That's probably it right there. This is the path. Okay, path util. I come back to libs file util and I change this to replace path extension from from common path util, yeah, like that. Okay, grab this, come down here. Gotta finish this up. Got time for dinner. Okay, so that should do that. Then let's go back to web face. But also I need to build. Yeah, okay, it caught up. It caught up, it did this. Okay, good. loads the language model. Cool. Open a URL. Open the WAV file. Process the WAV file. Okay, there's my lips text. Suggested. This is it. Okay, there's my suggested lips text file name. So then if I say save, it's got the original file name plus the .lips text on the end. That's exactly what I want. Okay, I don't want to overwrite it though, especially not in that directory. The other thing I might do is just hide this if nothing's loaded yet. I could do that later though. I can totally do that later. That's a pretty good set of changes. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good place to stop this thing. But I'm going to go check out that ChatGPT thing. Let's see. Console log. Let's get rid of that. Cool. Save that. Do all my git commits. Git status. Git add source. Git commit a I. Wave to lips text extension. Change function. And push that to GitHub. Okay, make sure I don't have anything else on the other ones. SO web audio. I probably will have some stuff. Git status. Yeah. Git commit. Load WAV files from local file system. Git push. Okay, then let's go do SO web face if I've got anything there. Git status. Nope, that's good. Then come back to web face, git status. Lots of stuff, I think. Git rm, and then I don't need to commit this at all. How about just remove it? There we go. Git add source. Git commit a lips generation screen now loads saves using local file system. That's the type of functionality I've never done before. I'm really happy with it. And I mean, like, I'm happy with that functionality being added to a browser. It's great. Okay, so then let's do some GPT chat bullshit. Okay, Chat GPT. That's what it's called. Let's see what it can do. Chat GPT. Try it. Oh, I gotta sign up for this. Do I want to sign up for it? Let's see. It's not worth it. I'm sorry. Fuck this. Fuck that. Okay. I should not be opening up my Gmail in front of the streaming world. Yeah, I just, because they'll need a real phone number to send me a little text or something, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I'll wait until I don't have to do this shit. It probably would have worked a different way, but I don't have time to mess with it right now. I might look at it later. Anyhow, I think that's a session for me. I'm going to stop the stream pretty quick here. See you. Thanks for hanging out. You too, buddy. All right. Let's stop the stream.